Hello, and welcome to Allegedly, a pop culture podcast with a fast-talking, fun-loving mother-daughter duo.
Hello.
What's your name?
Beth. I'm Jordan's mom.
I'm Jordan. And this is our first podcast. We love pop culture and talk about it every day. So why not record it and put it for everyone to listen to?
Absolutely. Mother-daughter bonding.
I'm excited.
I am too. I'm a little nervous.
I am too. Okay, so we're going to cover our top stories of the week and maybe a little extra. We're not really sure. Would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
Let's jump right into Travis Kelcie and Taylor Swift.
Perfect. Part of me was like, maybe we should save the Swiftie talk for the end because I have so many thoughts about everything.
I have a feeling this is going to be a Taylor Swift podcast.
Which is why I meant to tell you we should probably have saved it for the end because I'm like, if people are listening to this and we talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelcie for 30 minutes, we're not going to get to anything else.
We'll cap it at a few minutes.
Okay.
But this will get us going conversational wise.
You're right. What you got?
Well, I saw that Mark Cuban is jumping in on the hype.
What did he say?
He tweeted, well, I think it's X now, not Twitter.
Oh, yeah, but everyone still calls it Twitter.
Okay, so he tweeted, hey, Taylor, break up with him. I've got a bunch of good-looking single guys that play for the Dallas Mavericks. I got you.
Did Travis Kelcie respond?
He did. He just said, sign me to a 10-day contract.
That's hilarious.
Which, like, a 10-day contract is like 10 games or 2 weeks, whatever comes first, which is probably a crap ton of money, too. That's probably why he wants it.
That would be great. I mean, I get it from Mark Cuban, like business and all of the businesses and I mean, everything like small businesses and huge corporations are feeding off of the Travis Kelcie Taylor Swift effect.
Oh, yes. And can we just talk about the TikTok trend of the wives saying to their husband,
oh my God.
I have never laughed so hard.
These
men are getting livid. They are irate over this. And they all say, he is the best tight end in the NFL. And I'm like, everyone says the best tight end in the NFL. That's like their staple go-to phrase. And we're like, no, but she put him on the map.
Oh, those crack me up. They're so funny. Luckily, Braden's been really supportive and like sends me memes. Oh. And we've been sending funny things back and forth about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelcie. We can also talk about the insane amount of followers Travis has gained. I mean, the Taylor Swift effect.
Literal Taylor Swift effect.
It's true, real, and even the NFL is playing on it.
Oh, yeah. But I did see that they asked to use her music last Sunday during the NFL broadcast, and they were denied.
The promo for the game this week, the Chiefs are playing the Jets, and they're already using Welcome to New York as the promo music. So whatever was denied, I'm thinking she approved it this time.
You know what's going to be so funny is if like they are just friends. They don't even like each other. Or
you're telling me, did you see the leaked photo from?
I did, where she's in his lap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also.
But she is a PR genius also.
TikTok, there were some TikToks.
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yes, and she's already had a commercial with the NFL before coming up. So TikTok, a couple of people said that this could potentially be just like a PR stunt and that they're going to do like a Super Bowl commercial together.
If they're doing all this for a commercial.
But that doesn't mean the relationship can't be real. I did not believe it in the beginning. I really thought it was a clout chaser.
You thought it was a clout chaser?
Oh, yeah. I did not believe the relationship in the beginning. I thought he was a clout chaser, and I really didn't think she'd like him just because she's been into like the skinny, artistic white men.
Yes.
But I'm really excited. She's changed and trying something new. I think it's cool because I could literally talk about this forever. He's so outgoing and she's so outgoing. Yes. And I think it's going to be great. I'm loving it.
The TikToks where he's like dancing in the infield is so funny. So funny. He really is outgoing and I hope it does work out. And she gets to be with like a big man, not like a little skinny kid.
Small girl.
Yeah.
Big boy. I even listened to the Kelcie brother podcast. Just so I could hear what they had to say about Taylor being at the game.
Yeah.
Which I should have known. It was a football podcast. The first 30 minutes were literally recapping games and things I did not understand.
Yeah, boring.
And they talked about Taylor Swift for like 3 minutes. But Travis said that it's his private life now, and it's going to be kept private from now on.
Please.
So we'll see.
He's the one that's throwing it out there that he wanted to meet her with a bracelet.
Well, and then it worked, and now he's like, oh crap, dial it back.
Yeah. Because she's not about that. She doesn't want all that attention, only when they break up and she can write songs.
That is not true.
You
Those
never
are
saw her and
words.
Joe.
Joe did not want to be seen out and about with her. She overshadows everyone. He didn't like that. They stayed together during the pandemic because they got to be like reclusive and together. And then she is a star. She shines and bejeweled. She literally loves it. So they didn't work out, and now they can be bejeweled together, her and Travis.
True.
That's my take on that.
I like it. I hope they work out.
Me too. And
They seem like they would have a lot of fun.
I think so. And I hope she's at the game this weekend so we get more glimpses.
Joe, they would just be sitting watching like sad movies and
The BBC.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. I've got Scandoval update.
Yes. Go
Tom
ahead.
Sandoval, such a dick move, started his podcast the day after Ariana danced on Dancing with the Stars.
Do you think that was like PR? He did that on purpose?
Absolutely.
Did you see her revenge dress turned into her costume dress?
She danced great. I watched her. Mm-hmm. I meant to watch Jamie Lynn Spears, but I didn't. I'm only going to watch Ariana. I don't even know who else is on the show this time.
Charity the Bachelorette is,
I don't know.
but I didn't watch it. But I know that.
Yeah, I don't know her. I think there's a football star, maybe.
I feel like Dancing with the Stars should have been canceled 15 seasons ago.
And Barry Williams,
Who's that?
the Brady Bunch, the oldest Brady. What's his name?
Greg
Brady.
Greg Brady, the original Greg Brady.
And I could have swore he was on there before. I could have swore he's done Dancing with the Stars.
I don't know.
Barry Williams, that's his name.
I can picture his face.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Dancing with the Stars, Jamie Lynn Spears and her partner, they're getting death threats over Britney Spears fans.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Jamie Lynn.
No.
But I don't think people should be, sending her death threats.
No.
But this is also PR for her, and she's, trying to make her money.
Yeah.
Did you see whenever her book came out that it ended up on clearance for like $1 at the dollar store? No. It did not do well.
I can't wait for Britney's book to come out. I already pre-ordered it.
Do you think she wrote it?
I think she gave input. I mean, I do not think she sat down and wrote a book. No.
Ghostwriter. She probably did like the interviews.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does it say by Britney Spears?
I mean, probably.
But it probably is a ghostwriter.
Yeah. She probably sat down and like told stories and they come up with a book. That's what I would think.
Like Evelyn Hugo. That's the first thing I thought of.
True. Such
Not like the story being the same, but
yeah, the ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to Tom Sandoval.
Oh, yeah.
He has a podcast now. It's called Everyone Loves Tom.
Disgusting. Is
Disgusting.
that a play on Everybody Loves Ray?
I don't know.
What is that show?
I mean, literally no one loves Tom.
Is that like why it's supposed to be funny?
Well, the advertising of the podcast was his friend coming on. He was like, hey, I come up with some names and I'm going to throw out some adjectives that we can use to describe that people are describing the podcast so we could use for names. And it was like worm with a mustache, asshole, cheater, lying prick.
They had to know they weren't going to get anything good from that, right?
I don't know. I listened to it, so I am ashamed that I had to give my credit,
That's true. Like
my viewer
the
credit.
listening count. Yeah,
listening count to him. But I'm sure everyone's going to listen to this first podcast, but it's with him and his drummer, which I think is the same person who got him on Howie's podcast. because Howie is.
He was like friends with a manager or something like that.
He was friends with some guy in the band. Oh. So this is the drummer in his band, the Most Extras. It's them two doing the podcast. And then his best friend, Kyle Chan, I think. Something. That was his friend that came on. And they talked about Scandoval. And the things that I took away. He quit drinking and smoking cigarettes since April. Also that his poor feelings were hurt when Raquel said that she was alone during the whole Scandoval. And he said he cared about her so much and he thought about her every day and he just wished her nothing but wellness. But his feelings were hurt.
I literally believe nothing he says. He's a worm with a mustache.
And it seems like he really thinks that they could still be together. Like he still has great love for her.
I don't believe it.
I don't either. But he was saying how he was going through this dark period when he came home one day and Ariana was literally filming a commercial, the one where was like the batteries and the pins that are in the drawer. And he said, I walk in and there's like production and there's lighting and they're doing a commercial literally making fun of me. And I have to live there. Like we still live there. 6 months later, they're still living together. And he said that she still won't make eye contact with him.
I just don't understand. I don't get it.
And he was in the kitchen making dinner the other day and she came down and was opening like Amazon packages that she got delivered. And he said it was such a change because she's not yelling and screaming and telling him to die. She's just coexisting now.
I mean, I guess that's what's going to happen when you choose to stay in the same house.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like either one of them have any
plans to leave. They have both surely made so much money from Scandoval that why would they not?
Well, he said during Scandoval, his endorsements dropped. He got kicked out of filming for Winter House. And nobody wanted to hear his band. So he said he had to go on tour because he could not make any money otherwise. So and it was so... he just toots his own horn so much and it's so disgusting. He said that people would come to his shows and they'd be wearing t-shirts like Worm with the Mustache or Liar, and they would record themselves like flipping him off, but then when they turned their camera off they were rocking out to his songs and like taking pictures with him. Like they ended up turning into fans.
Have you listened to his band?
Just the clips
like
on TikTok. Yeah. I mean, he's a cover band singer and he's got a 9-piece orchestra.
It's weird.
He's got like a trumpet and a trombone and like a saxophone, and it's just weird. It's weird. It's not normal. It's not a normal band. And I wouldn't want to go see it. But for him to be cashing in on a podcast right after her,
it's not surprising. It's not surprising to me. But he also had that show just dropped, that like wilderness show or whatever with
Special Forces.
And I saw that he snuck a picture of Rachel that he was like showing other castmates. And you're not allowed to have anything, but he was like talking about her and that he loves her and stuff. That's right.
Yes, because Nick Viall and JoJo Siwa are all on this series. And we watched it last year, and it was really good. It had Jamie Lynn Spears last time. It had Beverly Mitchell from Seventh Heaven.
Yes, okay.
It had a couple of the Real Housewives, and it was good. It was good. Oh, it had a couple of Olympic people in there.
What's the premise?
It's obviously C-list celebrities, and they go through special forces training, like Navy SEALs, and they try to compete, and then they like break them down, like tell them how worthless piece of shit you are, and then build you back up for doing these incredible stunts. I mean, it's scary looking. Like they're dropping out of helicopters and
like real Navy SEAL stuff.
Beverly Mitchell, I think she even made it to the end. Because a lot of people just quit. Because,
I was gonna ask like how it's a competition.
Because like part of it's like a therapy session because they bring you in and like tell us why you're here, and obviously Scandoval is going to be like, well, I cheated on, my show, and now everybody hates me, and I just want to be better. So they're like, okay, well, this is what you're going to have to do. We're going to beat you down. But Beverly Mitchell, she had a lot of body issues, and she was like coming off of Seventh Heaven and like only doing like Lifetime stuff, and she's just not comfortable in her body or in her skin.
Interesting.
Yeah. So one of the things that she had to do was being locked in a vehicle underwater, and then like get out from the seatbelt.
That was my biggest fear.
Exactly.
Horrible.
And she like panicked. And they had to carry these big, giant military backpacks, literally bigger than her, because she is like teeny tiny. And she did it. I think she ended up quitting and going home. And I think Jamie Lynn wanted to go home to her kids. And she was just like, I don't really need this. Like, I'm not going to put myself through this.
So she's on Dancing with the Stars instead.
So now she's on Dancing with the Stars. What do you got? I feel like I'm talking a lot.
You are, and that's okay. Just because I don't know how to go. Oh, big story, I feel. That is just, okay, a conspiracy. Taylor Swift and...
It's back to Taylor.
It is. Taylor Swift and Sophie Turner.
Yes.
Went to dinner multiple nights, and the pictures leaked. And it was like the... photo heard around the world. Like, it was a message without sending a message. Well, since then, Sophie sued Joe literally the day after she had dinner with Taylor, and then was seen out again with Taylor. But now she is staying in one of Taylor's properties in New York while Sophie and Joe are going through their like divorce stuff, the custody battle.
I want a friend that will just give me a New York apartment.
And imagine it being Taylor Swift.
Right?
So
I wonder how Joe feels now.
I don't care.
Oh, are you Team Sophie?
I am Team Sophie. Which I feel like it's very important to say, I am a die-hard Jonas Brother fan.
You are.
I was there in 2006 when the very first album came out, and I just met Joe Jonas a few weeks ago.
And you broke the news that he was not wearing a ring.
I did. Literally, I mean, someone hire me for something. I don't know. But so we met Joe at a, PR thing for his canned wine that he like co-owns. Which I happen to be matching the stuff, the like prop stuff in the background. Like, I looked like I belonged. It was really crazy. But he didn't have his ring on, and we went to the concert that same night. He wasn't wearing his ring. And then me and my friends mid-concert are like looking up shows prior to when it disappeared. And we concluded in that moment at the concert, something was going on. Yeah. And then...
because it was after that Dallas concert is when they were saying that he did not have his ring on. And then he showed up with his ring the next one.
Yes. I emailed Dumois. Didn't get a response. My friend Megan has a friend who apparently converses with Dumois.
What?
And Dumois was like mad that she didn't catch it and that like fans were catching it before. So you're welcome for having broke that in my own like small circle. Anyway, so Sophie Turner revealed a bombshell letter that proves that she and Joe Jonas were planning their forever home in England. Because, recap, Joe wouldn't let Sophie have the girls' passports so they could go back to England with her, because that's where she's been filming her show, and he's been touring in North America. And they had decided he was going to keep the girls because he's like there during the day, their wake hours, and they'd be asleep, and dad's just working.
Right.
They'd rather have one present parent. So they had already recently sold their home in Miami. Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah.
It's because they were looking at houses in England. They had been discussing moving there permanently. So in this letter, Sophie submitted to like the courts. I don't know. And it said...
And it's Joe wrote the letter.
So Joe wrote a letter 3 months before he filed for divorce in an effort to persuade a homeowner to sell them their property in like Oxford, England.
Oh, because I'm like a Jonas brother. I want to buy your house. Oh, please.
I guess, like, let me pay you this much money and let me have your house.
I'm a Jonas brother.
So it says, when my wife and I decided we were going to spend more time in the UK and search for a permanent home, our daughter expressed 3 unwavering requirements: having chickens, a pony, and a windy house.
A windy house.
Peter Pan.
Aww.
Immediately I was like, dang. It got me. Big Peter Pan fan. While many of the houses we viewed met this criteria, the moment we turned the corner and caught sight of the charming blue shutters adorning redacted, we experienced a sense of magic unlike anything we had felt before. He then gushed about the 7.5 million euro estate, which I don't know what euro to US is, but it sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he was like explaining that they found this, beautiful walled garden and can like imagine their children playing, and it was simply heavenly, is what he put.
Well, I can't imagine them only having one home.
They had a home in New York. New York was their permanent residence before Miami, and they were like going back and forth.
I would think they would go back and forth, even if they decided to like quote live permanently in the UK. They're going to have houses in America,
but it's different with kids. Like they wanted their daughters to go to school there. The older daughter, Willa, has dual citizenship, but the younger daughter, Delphine, is only an American citizen. But they were like actively checking out schools for the girls to eventually like go to.
So Joe was just not going to be around.
He was going to move there. What do you mean?
But he's on tour and
currently, but not like forever. He was permanently going to be in the US. I mean, in the UK.
Yeah.
He really just talked about how great the house is and how much he
just showing that he was had intentions
to persuade this person to sell them the home.
Yeah. Well, what do you think was on the infamous Ring camera?
Oh, I saw. I'm telling you, Joe Jonas's team is just leaking all these things, trying to persuade the people, and the people are for the Queen of the North.
Yes.
It said that it was nothing bad, but enough to like break the camel's back, like to be the final straw.
Yeah.
And I saw, allegedly, speculation, that she was with her co-star. I don't know his name, but whatever show for Joan of Arc. He was at the house and he was upset that someone else was there, but apparently she was bad-mouthing him. Just complaining shit about him. Yeah. Just talking shit.
What wives do.
Which she probably didn't know that she was being recorded and all these things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of that, the Ring camera footage is not like their own. He got it from a neighbor.
Shut up.
Allegedly. I mean, that's what people on the internet are saying.
So the neighbor is recording their conversations?
So it's like the neighbor's Ring door camera, I guess, or something like that.
At the neighbor's house?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think wives talk shit about their husbands all the time, and we don't think we're being recorded.
You're right.
I don't think that's reason for a divorce, unless, she's like hooking up with somebody and he can hear it.
On the rumor mill, they're saying that he is hooking up with like a 20-something fan and that he's doing all of this to like protect himself. My friend Cora told me that there's also another like blind item rumor or whatever, that Sophie had to sign like an NDA before she got married saying she would not spill any of the Jonas Brothers secrets. And there's been a long-standing rumor that Nick Jonas is gay. And that's what everyone think it is.
Shut up.
Yes. It hurts my soul to say that out loud.
What do you think?
I've been reading blind items far too long, and
you think they've got legs? Like it could be true?
Yes, I do. It makes me, very upset. I would really like not to believe it, and I really hope it's not true. But speculation, him and Aaron Rodgers were connected.
And Aaron Rodgers is supposedly gay?
Yes. He's supposedly had beards. Olivia Munn was supposedly his beard.
What? What about Shailene Woodley?
Probably a beard too. I don't know. She's not relevant. The only way she was staying relevant.
Are there any gay NFL people?
Yes.
Are there?
There's a few openly gay NFL players. Not very many. I don't know why the first person I thought of was Colton from The Bachelor.
Me too.
But I literally just saw something about
Aaron Rodgers. Wow.
Which this is me literally just not. I have no legs to stand on. Yes, because do you remember Jordan, his brother?
Yes.
Aaron is like excommunicated from his family.
Yeah.
Could it be because he's gay and nobody approves?
No.
Then what is it?
I don't know. I feel like if he's gay, then, I mean, it's going to shock everyone, but I think his family would be fine with it.
Do you though? Not everybody's family is.
I bet Mr. and Mrs. Jonas would be.
Absolutely not. That's probably why they made him marry Priyanka and have a baby. Via surrogate.
Absolutely. Well, that sucks for Priyanka then. I mean, like, being...
Oh, there are blind items about her too. She's not innocent.
Oh, she's a lesbian?
No.
Oh.
No.
She just got her own...
Yeah, there were like a lot of blind items in the past about her, sleeping with like co-stars and like being allowed to, and that this is all like PR. Like it's just a stunt. They're both just bringing each other up. She's literally like the most followed like Bollywood actress.
Yeah,
she's a massive actress in India. And she's trying to break here, which I don't know if marrying Jonas Brother was like the smartest move for her, but
not the gay one.
Well, the gay one, she doesn't have to do anything with. I don't know.
And he's 10 years younger, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's always allegedly liked older women.
That would be shocking if he came out as gay. But, I mean...
He has a very controlled image.
In a boy band, there's usually one gay one.
I mean, I don't believe it. I really don't. But, like, part of me does. Just because I've read it on the internet so many times.
Wow.
It would crush me. He might be bisexual. He might have just experimented.
Yeah.
I do believe him and Miley Cyrus loved each other, though. So.
Oh, gross. No,
Miley
they
forever.
were like 14.
It doesn't matter. They were still in love.
Oh, no.
And they reconnected when they were like 19, 20, something like that. Random. This is supposed to be like this week's pop culture, but here it is. Just everything, I guess. Nick Jonas and Miley Cyrus were dating up until she was like filming the last song. He literally went and saw her while she was filming the last song.
When she met Liam?
She met and fell in love with Liam.
Wow.
Yes. Crazy. And then he wrote a song about it.
What's the song?
Wedding Bells.
Oh, he thought he was going to marry her?
It was about like Miley and Liam announcing their marriage, and like he couldn't handle it. It was very sad.
Wow. He should call up Lance Bass and see how Lance handled it.
Secretly, I mean, 20 years later, Lance is out and TikToking.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: there actually is a NFL openly gay player.
Oh,
he announced his retirement.
See,
Carl Nazib, I don't know. First openly gay player to play in NFL games. Announced his retirement. Wow.
How long did he play?
That's a good question. Clearly not very long is what I'm assuming.
Okay, moving on.
Another story I have is the writer's strike is over. I mean, that lasts 5 months.
5 months. Now Drew Barrymore can finally come back with her show 2 weeks after she got pretty much canceled.
That was crazy. I feel like it was kind of mean. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about it. Like, I don't think she should have been back on air, but I don't think she should have been attacked. So,
well, the problem was she said she was going to come back, and then she just doubled down on it. She was like, I'm going to come back, period. This is what I'm going to do, period. And then she was like, okay, well, I listened to the people, and it's probably not a good idea.
Which is weird because there were still like some shows on, like some other...
Like The Talk and The View, but they don't have writers.
Oh, okay.
Like the who's that political guy?
Describe him to me.
He's cute. Bill Maher. He doesn't have writers.
Oh, okay.
So he could still do his. But everybody else, like all the talk shows, like Jimmy Fallon and everybody, they have writers for those shows. He couldn't do anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hopefully the actors will come back and TV will pick back up.
Which I do feel like the actors are also in there, right? I had no idea they weren't getting like any sort of residuals for these streaming services.
Exactly.
I watch the same shows over and over, and then I feel like I'm giving money to these actors, but no.
Well, we are recently watching Jersey Shore. So we watched the Jersey Shore, which was like 5-6 seasons, and now we're watching the Jersey Shore Family Vacation. They don't get any money for that. Going back and rewatching it all on Hulu. They got paid what they got paid, and that's it. No matter 20 years from now, people go and watch it again. They don't get the money for that. That's crazy.
That is crazy. They earned it.
They should, yeah. Especially reality TV.
I mean, I know the actors whose movies are like being replayed deserve a little bit more.
Well, they get paid. To make the movie.
Yeah, like an upfront sum.
They get they're getting paid like $42 million to make a movie, no matter what. These reality stars, they're getting $5,000 an episode on a high end.
True.
And they're 14 episodes, so they're making, $15,000 for 1 year. But people are going back and watching season 1 of Real Housewives.
That's true.
Literally 20 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You've convinced me. They do deserve pay also.
But I do hate that Bethany Frankel is the one leading the charge, because I just don't like her at all.
What does she say about it? She's like, the housewives need to be paid?
She is trying to form a union. She's trying to get
like a reality stars union. I did see that.
Yes.
I think about that.
Which she's just shitting all over Bravo and Andy, which paid her from the very get-go and gave her Housewives, gave her own Bethany show, gave her, I think she had like 3 shows on at one time. And then she went on to the one with Donald Trump. What was that?
The Apprentice?
Yes. She went on The Apprentice.
She went on The Apprentice?
Yeah. I think she went far.
When did that show end?
I don't know.
Wow.
A while ago. Before he was president, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think the president was hosting The Apprentice from the Oval Office.
But, she got, she's the only one that interviewed Raquel from Scandoval, and just trying to...
Why?
Trying to get her on her union train, because...
Oh, yeah, because she was fighting for more pay to go back on for this new season.
And Raquel did not get anything extra for that season.
Very
anything
upsetting.
Extra... No matter what she did in her own life, we're watching it. We're paying to listen to podcasts with her. Yeah. She should get some of that money. Ariana, she's in a movie role now. She's got like a sitcom that's coming out. She was on a soap opera. She's on Dancing with the Stars. She's got multiple endorsement deals. What did she do?
Immediately.
Like, what did she do?
Yeah.
She's a victim.
That's it. She was the victim. So everyone's like, support the victim.
Yeah, but we're watching the drama.
That's true. I think they all deserve to be paid for that.
They all deserve to be paid. Even fucking Tom. Ugh. I don't like him, but he does deserve
Sadly, their drama did bring in those high ratings. Record-breaking ratings.
Record-breaking.
Shitty situation, but...
Yeah. And now... Southern Charm has got their own scandal.
Do they really?
Yes. I love Southern Charm. It's probably my top reality show right now. I love it. That was with Shep.
Yeah.
Yes. Shep and his girlfriend Taylor, like Shep is a full-blown bachelor for life. He's literally like George Clooney, never going to get married. He's a big kid, 40-year-old child. But he got this girlfriend who was 26, young girl. They dated for 2 years. He'd never had a girlfriend, never told a girl that he loved her. And he told Taylor, her name is Taylor. She was a dental assistant. He said, hey, I want you to quit your job and travel the world with me, because he's rich. He comes from a long line of money. And she went on a world travel for like 6 months with him, and she comes back and she finds out that he cheated on her multiple times.
Wow, they were touring the world
within the 2 years that they dated.
Okay.
And I think I don't even know if he had sex with anybody, but he did like hook up and make out and talk to and buy drinks for and flirted with multiple women. And it made her look like an idiot. And she would have stayed, but he was just like, look, I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to settle down. I'm not going to have kids. This is it. Well, his friend Austin became really good friends with Taylor. So Austin and Taylor
started dating.
Well, they have this obvious love for each other. And it's about to come out that if they hooked up or not.
Wait, like overlapping or
Yes.
just like...
No, after they broke up, but it's still your best friend.
Yeah, it's going to be...
And she spent the night over there, and Shep was like, wait a minute, I didn't know about this. And Austin's like, well, nothing happened. I could sleep in the same bed with her and nothing would happen. That's the kind of love I have for her.
Did they create their own Scandoval for ratings for themselves? Because it sounds eerily similar.
Listen, I thought the same thing, but I listened to multiple podcasts, and Craig was on The Chicks in the Office.
Oh, Chicks in the Office?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And he was saying that when it was happening, they shared the same producers, and it was literally soon as Scandoval was ending is when all this came out with Shep and Taylor. So it was just back-to-back situations. And Craig said that if Scandoval hadn't happened, their scandal would be way bigger. But people have already been like, oh, we've seen this.
We know how it's going to end.
Yeah, we've seen this play out. So it's going to be a good season.
Wow. I feel like Southern Charm was never like as big as whatever the show. What is it? The other one. Scandoval.
Vanderpump.
Vanderpump.
Well, I think they have had ups and downs in both shows because a few seasons ago, Southern Charm had Thomas Ravenel, who was I don't know if he was in the Senate, if he was in Congress, or he was some well-known grandson of somebody famous in Charleston. And then he got, what's her name? Catherine pregnant, and she was like 22 years old, and he's like 40. And then they went through like this multiple custody battle because she had 2 kids with him now. And she was like, he was trying to get her on, saying that she was on drugs, and she was very like irate, crazy person. And then he had his own scandal, hooking up with the nanny or sexually harassing the nanny. So he's canceled. He's been canceled. She's not on the show anymore. So I think they have had their seasons up and down because before Scandoval, Vanderpump was...
It was on the decline, wasn't it?
It was definitely on the decline. They had brought in a couple of different people and we're just like, no, this isn't the vibe. We don't know these people. So then, boom, shit hit the fan with Scandoval.
Crazy.
Yeah. I got Tupac news from 1996. 27 years ago. A man has finally been arrested today in the murder of Tupac Shakur.
How?
This guy has been on their radar
since the 90s?
Since the 90s, because he put out a book that he was in the Cadillac with Tupac when he got shot. So they went and raided his house in Vegas today and took a bunch of computers, took some papers, took a Vibe magazine that Tupac was on the cover of.
They think there's evidence in these?
Yes. So he described himself as being the last person to see him alive and witness the shooting. So he's got to know something.
Wow.
I mean, of all these murders that are being solved, like on the streets of Las Vegas...
Apparently nobody saw it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the car with Suge Knight. And then Tupac, I mean, this is like the height of their career. And he gets shot and nobody knows who did it. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
It's a cover up.
That's
so cool.
Yeah. That'd be really cool if they close this cold case after 27 years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Justice for Tupac.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. I have Britney Spears on my list.
Dancing with the Knives?
Yeah, Britney Spears, Dancing with the Knives.
Somebody check on Britney Spears.
So fans did call the cops, and the cops did show up to her house. And
I don't think they were even allowed to see her, though.
She said that once they got to the gate and saw everything was fine, that they left.
Yeah, they didn't even see her.
I thought they did.
No, the people at the gate said she's fine.
What?
Yeah.
That just feeds into like the whole conspiracy about Britney.
And she did post another video saying,
she said that the knives were fake.
The knives were fake. But she also had white bandages on her arm from a cut from Dancing with Knives. And the knives like clanked when she slapped them behind her back.
That's scary.
I mean, who's Dancing with Knives? Like, this girl, she needs... Look, everybody wanted her out of this conservatorship to free Britney. And now look at her. She's off the rails and needs to be protected.
Needs help.
She needs to be protected.
Did you see that her oldest son is now 18? So Kevin Federline like isn't going to be getting money for her to have anymore.
And I saw that the reason why he moved to Hawaii is because the laws would extend the child support.
No way.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a scumbag. He was sleazy then and he's sleazy now.
Yeah. But, I mean, thank God for Kevin Federline stepping up and raising those 2 kids.
That's true.
Like, can you imagine?
And like pretty much out of the spotlight. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like waking up in the morning before you go to school, getting on Instagram and seeing your mom dancing on a pole in her bikini bottoms halfway off her ass?
I'm pretty sure they don't have like any contact with her because of things like that.
I'm sure people show it to them and say, hey, I see your crazy mom. Like,
that's going to be so sad.
It's going to be so sad. Especially when they have kids and then she's a grandma and she's still doing that.
That's true.
That's scary. I mean, she needs to be protected.
I mean, what would you suggest being protected means?
She needs to be back under a conservatorship.
Is there a good way to have a conservatorship? Amanda Bynes canceled hers too, or whatever.
I mean, I think with the right people, I think it probably needs to get out of the family. Like, I don't think your dad needs to do it.
Yeah.
Or Amanda Bynes' parents. I think it needs to be an outside.
People are just so greedy, and you can never tell who has like the right intentions.
Yeah. That's why it needs to go into like a trust. I mean, she obviously can't do it herself, but her dad's obviously shady, and
that's true.
Can't do it either.
Her whole family is.
Yeah. I mean, she's paid for them her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last story is Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Do you remember her?
I do. What was the show that they made about her? With Joey King.
Yeah. It was on Hulu. I don't remember the name of the show. But she was in a wheelchair. Like, her mom had Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
And told her that she had leukemia. And told her that she was paralyzed. And even had her eating through a feeding tube. And in the movie, she would try to stand up on her own and realize, like, she can stand.
It's a devastating story.
It's terrible. So she was sentenced to... She pled guilty. Well, back up. Her boyfriend and her killed the mom after being like, hey, I'm not sick. I'm not crazy. She's the crazy one. The boyfriend kills the mom, but she talked him into it. The boyfriend got life in prison without parole. He's done for. She pled guilty and received a 10-year sentence. And she is getting out after 7 years. In December for good behavior.
Didn't she get married?
She did. She married somebody who she met
through like,
prison. Yeah.
Pen pal.
Yeah. I think she's like 31 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's still married.
Probably. I didn't see that part, but it didn't say she wasn't.
So, okay, wait. So she's getting out.
Yes. And by the time she gets out, she will only have served 85% of her sentence.
I mean, that's a good amount.
For killing her mother?
Her mother made her sick on purpose.
But the boyfriend's going to be life in prison without parole. Like, that's the rest of his life. She should be in there for a little longer than 7 years. If you kill me...
You didn't make me sick my whole life. Like, I feel like the mom's crime was pretty bad.
Well, let the system deal with her. I mean, now
she's dead.
Exactly. She don't even get to fight it.
It was a mercy killing.
She don't even get to defend herself. Not that she needs any kind of defense, but she could have got help. Munchausen by proxy is like curable. And Gypsy Rose, she's gonna be outliving her own life. Mom's dead.
freely.
True.
I do feel bad though. You're right. But isn't the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend who killed her mom like a little like mentally unstable? Wasn't he? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
the show portrayed him as not being very smart.
Yeah, he wasn't very smart. No. I mean, he got talked into killing his girlfriend's mother.
That's true. That does mean she's a little manipulative.
Yeah. And I just think she should have get longer than 10 years.
And I really disagree. I actually I'm glad she's getting out and going to live her life. She got robbed of her life.
No. Her mother got robbed of her life. I mean, it's a sad story. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But Gypsy Rose is alive and well and is going to be in society.
And I think she might need some help too. Hopefully she sees a therapist forever.
She definitely needs to see a therapist. But that poor kid, the boyfriend, like his family, like they had no idea.
Yeah, that is really sad.
And he just like took off and
Feels
met a girl.
unfair.
It's very unfair.
Just because he
Like if he
killed
should
her.
get out too.
Yeah. He did the act, but she did like the conspiring. Like,
Yeah. She talked him into it. She manipulated him
she
into
did.
it. Wow.
Well, she had like really big support after the show came out. So
Yeah,
I feel like
she's
that's
everywhere.
what pushed this.
I think she'll be everywhere again. She'll be on Dr. Phil. She'll be everywhere.
Oh my gosh, just like Anna Delvey.
Yeah.
She faked being a socialite and she's like a legit socialite now.
Yeah.
Like a fashion week and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wild.
Wild. And one of the housewives from Salt Lake is in prison with, is it?
I saw this. She's friends with whoever it is.
Yeah. Who is it's not Anna Delvey. It's the other one. The
one who Amanda Seyfried played.
Yes. Yes. But she's in prison with Jen Shaw and they're like friends.
That's so
And
weird.
Jen Shaw swindled money out of old people.
Doing what? Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes, Elizabeth Holmes.
That's right.
Jen Shaw bought lists of emails and phone numbers of the elderly and would call them and try to, quote, sell them, I don't know, like magazine
that's
subscriptions.
So scammy.
Or health insurance.
That's so sad.
Yeah, but she targeted elderly.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, that's a great way to end this. I think this was a success.
I actually really enjoyed this.
And if no one else hears it, I'm going to replay it because I think we're funny.
I'm kind of embarrassed.
That you didn't come prepared with me.
Clearly, this has been the story of my life. You've always been the prepared one and do everything for me. I mean, this is practically you doing my homework for me.
I know.
This is literally the same.
This is me taking your driver's ed.
And then when my therapist hears this, she's going to be like, you really do have problems.
But now we know.
Well,
Look, I did this today. I'm like, okay, at 3:30, I'm going to stop TikToking and I'm going to get on the news and I'm going to write down stuff because I just knew you were going to have pages of stuff.
I had planned to do that. I had like bookmarked these things like in my brain, but not on paper.
But the amount of anxiety that I've had all week about this,
it's not so bad.
it's not so bad at all.
It is weird, like making intense eye contact with you a lot. I hate eye contact.
I know, because I'm like looking over here.
And you're telling me all of these stories. Like, it's funny.
I know we're talking like we haven't read the news or heard these stories, but that's what we do. I like it.
Me too.
Success.
How do we sign
Tune
off?
in next week.
Tune in next week.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Till next time.
Until next time. We'll meet you in the
Meet you at the table. Love you.
Love you. Bye.